What's going on, guys? It's your boy the GCC, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top 5 Clone Wars sets that LEGO needs to make. If you guys enjoyed today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Now let's get into our first set. Alright guys, the first set that we're going to be talking about today is the Escape from the Citadel. Now this looks absolutely awesome. Of course, this is kind of like a hallway scene, which I think is really cool. So in the set, it looks like you will get 4 solid minifigures. Of course, you will get an updated Evan Peel minifigure, which I think is awesome. I want to say we haven't seen him in a good 12 or 13 years, so that'd be awesome to get an updated version of him. It also looks like you would get an updated version of Anakin Skywalker in his Clone Wars outfit, which I think is awesome. I mean, I know we have Anakin Skywalker from time to time, but just another updated version of him, I think that's pretty cool. And it also looks like you would get those Citadel BX Commando droids, which I think is awesome. We haven't had the regular BX Commando droids in a very long time, but to have the Citadel version of these guys, that'd be really cool. It also looks like you would get the 25th anniversary minifigure of Fives, which I think is awesome. So obviously Brick Wizard just decided to throw that Fives minifigure in here, which I think is awesome. But overall, I think the minifigure selection is awesome. I would love to see maybe, like, if this was like a bigger set, I would love to see maybe like Phase 1 Commander Cody or Phase 1 Captain Rex or some other clone trooper, maybe like Arc Trooper Echo or, you know, something like that. But I just think this is awesome minifigure selection. Now, other than the minifigures, of course, you are getting that hallway, so I love the design and pattern on the side of the hallway, which I think is really cool and really represents the Citadel. It looks like you do have a door, a sliding door that has some function at the end, which I think is pretty cool, and also the floor has some function, so you can flip your BX Commando droids up and stuff like that, which I think is really unique. Now, of course, it being a hallway set, I'm pretty sure the Dark Trooper hallway attack scene back in 2022 was like around $30, so I definitely could see this going for around that $30 price range, and I definitely think that's appropriate. You're getting some awesome minifigures, and obviously you bought a bunch of them. You could create a much longer hallway scene, which I think is really cool. Overall, I think this is a solid set, and I think Brick Wizard did an amazing job making this. Now let's move on to our next set. Alright guys, the next set that we're going to be talking about today is Darth Maul's hallway attack scene, which I think is awesome. So of course, this is based off of Clone Wars Season 7 in that amazing scene where Darth Maul is just mauling through some clone troopers. Of course, poor Ridge gets sliced in half and another clone trooper gets his arm cut off and stuff like that. But anyway, getting to the actual LEGO set, first off, the minifigures, of course, you would get another Season 7 Darth Maul, which we've seen in other sets, of course, being that duel on Mandalore with Ahsoka and Darth Maul, so that's not really new or different minifigure there. It also looks like you would get 3 332nd clone troopers. Obviously, we just had them in the summer of 2023 in their own battle pack. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the double holes, especially with that battle pack, so I'd love to see them bring back the 2020 version, which came in the AAT. Those were just kind of like the standard 332nd helmets, which I think were awesome and way better than the double hole ones, but I don't think LEGO's going to do that. But anyway, that's not the point. So of course, these are going to be all reused minifigures and stuff like that. But now, looking at the actual hallway, I just love how this looks like a Venator. I mean, you just look at it, it's like, oh yeah, that's a Venator, right? So of course, you do have a sliding door, so you can accurately cut off a clone trooper's arm, which I think is awesome. It also looks like you have another doorway or hallway or something like that, and it also looks like you do have some function with that floor, so you can flip up your clone troopers, but also you do have some function with those panels, which I think are awesome, so you can just like fold them down and push them up, back up, and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool and really recreate the scene. I love the sticker detail for those panels to make it more realistic and to make it look like an actual Venator. But I think this is awesome. Again, I definitely could see this set probably going for around $30. I'm pretty sure that's where the Dark Trooper hallway attack scene was from back in 2022. So around $30 I think is appropriate. Minifigures are pretty decent. But anyway, now let's move on to our next set. Alright guys, you know what time it is. It is meme set time, and today we have Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru as skeletons. I think this is awesome to see. Of course, this would make a great poly bag either for the May 4th promo or just thrown in some random meme set. Of course, in A New Hope, they got absolutely charred, and I just love how their skeletons are included in a poly bag. Of course, you can look at the actual poly bag and you can see their dead skeletons, just, you know, with that steam coming off and the smoke. I think that's crazy. But anyway, I love though how those skeletons, they aren't like pure white anymore, they are charred, which I think is crazy. I would love to see this again for the May 4th promo or thrown in some random meme set. Obviously, LEGO would probably never make skeletons or like dead people for a set, but I think this is pretty cool. Anyway, let's get back to our sets. Alright lads, the next set that we're going to be talking about today is the Duel in the Senate. This set looks crazy, and I really wish LEGO were to make this. I definitely could see this going for around that $70 or $80 mark, just because of LEGO's price increases, but the number of minifigures you get. Of course, you would get 2 2 Shock Troopers, Emperor Palpatine, Mass Amida, who we've never had before, Bail Organa, and then of course Yoda. It would just be an awesome selection of minifigures to include in the set. And overall, the set itself looks really cool. Of course, it is the Senate Chamber, and we've actually never had the Senate Chamber before, so it'd be super cool to get something like this and to recreate the showdown. I would love this. And then of course that Emperor Palpatine, of course Brick Wizard puts him in red robes, which is super cool. It looks like you would have some space around the back side of the build so you can have your minifigures doing different things. Of course, in the bottom right we can see Yoda, and then of course the bottom left it looks like we have some more seats. It would be awesome though to get like a bunch of these sets and put them all together to really recreate the Senate Chamber. It would be so cool to have that, and overall I think it's an amazing set. Now let's move on to our next set. Alright lads, the next set that we're going to be talking about today is the Super Tank. I love this arc in the Clone Wars. It is basically the second battle of Geonosis, and I love it. Of course, Ahsoka and Barriss Offee go down into the droid factory, and basically they have to blow it up from the inside, and they get stuck in this super tank. And the super tanks were supposed to be super powerful, but then Luminara and Dooley and Anakin Skywalker blew up the bridge. But that's not the point. I love it. It looks like you would get 4 solid minifigures, of course being an updated Luminara and Dooley, a Phase 1 clone trooper, and then it looks like 2 Geonosis battle droids who we haven't seen in a while actually. The super tank itself looks pretty decent. Of course you would have some missiles to shoot off the side, and it looks like that one hatch would be able to flip up, so you could probably either hold 1 or 2 battle droids in there, which I think is pretty nice. You know, the super tank, it's iconic for Clone Wars fans. Maybe not the most iconic separatist tank slash ship, but it would be awesome to have either way. But it would be a great way to get some of those awesome minifigures such as those Geonosis battle droids and that Luminara Unduli. I would love to get an updated version of her. I think this is an awesome set. I definitely could see it going for around that $40 or $50 mark, just depending on how big the tank is. But what an amazing set, and I'm hoping LEGO makes this. Congratulations guys, you have made it to the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I had a fun time putting it together, and I definitely think LEGO needs to make some of these awesome Clone Wars sets. Shout out to Brick Wizard 59 and Star Wars Photoshop for making these awesome sets. I'll put a link to their Instagrams down in the description below. If you guys enjoyed today's video or you're new to the channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. You would help out the channel big time, and honestly, you would make my day. Also, go ahead, give this video a thumbs up. Again, I'd really appreciate it. You would help out the video big time. I know I say that a lot, guys, but it really would mean a lot. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.